Hello, hello. Hello, hello. Can you guys see me? I see the counter. Oh, there it goes. Okay. I said 0 for a second there. Hello, you guys. Can you see me? I hope so. I hope so. I hope so. Hey, Karen. I was just getting my phone pulled up here. I see myself, so hopefully you guys can see me. Hello, you guys. We see you. Okay, good. Happy 100-degree day, number 75. Paula, that's too long to be at 100 degrees. I was out in over 100 degrees for 5 days, so I feel you on that. But that's 75 days is too long. That's too long. I'm sorry. I'm sorry about that. Thank you. All right, you guys. I think we're good. Parmesan is not up here. I'm sure he will make an appearance at some point. He was up here earlier. He hightailed it out of here. I'm going to go all the way up to the beginning. I see Miss Terry V is here first in the chat, but that's what StreamYard's showing me. Could be somebody was here earlier. I don't know. She was saying hi to Lisa, so maybe Lisa was here earlier, but they deleted her comment. Rude. Hey, good to see you, Terry. Karen, good to see you tonight. Thanks. Hey, the font is weird. StreamYard does updates, and I never know until I log in here. And looks like they did a little update because my font is not usually like that. Cindy Lou, hello, hello. Welcome in, Cindy. Good to see you. Leslie, good to see you tonight. Thanks for hopping on. Analog Cat, meow meow, welcome in. Leanna, good to see you tonight. Sharon Spencer, hello, hello. Lisa, good to see you in the chat. There's Mr. Gavin. Heidi Ho. Oh, in your recliner tonight. That's a good place to be, Gavin. With your feet up, elevated. Yes. Somehow I bruised my finger. Look at that. On the 127. I don't know what I did. I noticed it a couple days ago and it keeps getting more purple. So I didn't break my finger or anything. So I'm not that hardcore about vintage and antiques. Okay. Like I didn't break my finger, but I don't know what's going on with that. I know it looks probably worse than on camera than it does here in person, and it doesn't even hurt or anything. So I don't know what I did. No telling. All right. Let's see who else is here. Minx is here. Hello, Minx. Good to see you tonight. There's Miss Pretty Pansies. Hello, hello. Good to see you in the chat. Dixie's here. Hey, Dixie. Good to see you. And Critter Girl. Hello, hello. I did get your email. I did see your email moments ago. Let's see. Mama Pam is here. Welcome in. KP. Hey, KP. Good to see you. I'm trying to get through these quickly, you guys. Squirrel is here. Hello, hello. Let's see. Paula, I already talked about your 100 degrees. No fun. Renee is here. Hey, Renee. Good to see everybody. All right. I think I see everybody. There's Flippin' Cute. Flippin' Cute. I can't wait to see what you do with those dollies. You got to share a picture with me when you get those done. Joy is here. Hot as Hades in Alabama. I imagine so. I know everybody that was on 127 that I either spoke with or shopped in the southern states or anything like that. I'm not sure what's going on with my camera, but it's like was hot. It was hot everywhere. Didn't matter if you were up in Ohio or down in Alabama or Georgia. It was hot, regardless of where you went. Let's see. I think I got everybody. If I missed you guys, I'm sorry. I think I got everybody that was here in the chat. And anybody that's just popping on, I will just give you a general welcome and hello. Thank you for joining me tonight. It is Wednesday. There is, hey Sandra, there's no sale tomorrow night. Because you're seeing me tonight, it's because schedule changed this week. Mama Pam and I are leaving Friday to go to a doll show. It is Mama Pam's birthday on Saturday, so I'm gonna pop this up here. Happy birthday, Mama Pam. Early bird. Yes, Saturday is going to be Mama Pam's birthday, so we're going to be antiquing it up. And then the doll show in Strongsville, Ohio is this weekend, so that's exciting. We love that doll show, so if any of you are around, it's kind of by Cleveland. If you're by Cleveland area, that is this weekend as well, so that's going to be a lot of fun. So yeah, a little mini road trip this weekend. After we were on 127 and then cross country and went to Collectors Carnival last weekend. It was a lot of car driving, last week. But I think we filled the car. Could not fit anything else in. I don't think. It was very full by the time we got back to Michigan, very late on Sunday. We did a little pit stop at Countryside Antique Mall Sunday night on our way back. And, we get to talking with Brad and Greg, who are the owners there. And I did film while I was there, but I pulled it. Well, I had to take Mama Pam home because we started from her house and she's like 45 minutes from me. And then I finally got home. I pulled in my driveway about midnight. That's what time I got home Sunday. So it was fun. We love to pick on the 127. It was a lot of fun, but man, was it hot. So was it at Collectors. So yes. All right. I am gonna get through all the sales stuff and then we'll get right into it. So for me this week, again, like there's no sale tomorrow night, so there's no Thursday sale, and that's why there's a schedule change. So next week, I will post about that probably Monday on what's going on next week. There's a couple things going on next week. So I will post about that probably on Monday next week. So just make sure and check on Post tab or Instagram, that sort of thing, so you know what's going on. All right. And yes, if everyone could give the broadcast a thumbs up, that would be wonderful. Who else's birthday? Is it Leanna's birthday? Who else has a birthday? Leanna, is it your birthday too? Oh, it was. It was your birthday yesterday. Oh, well, we're going to play another one then. Happy birthday, Leanna. I hope you had a good day yesterday. That's exciting. Happy birthday. Yay. Well, thanks for hanging out with us tonight. Yes, all the August birthdays. All right. I am going to go over my rigmarole for how the sale works. Most of you are familiar with this, could probably recite it better than me. But in case we have some new friends joining us tonight, I will go over it again. First, you want to be in the best version of the chat. So make sure you are in live chat, all messages, and not in top chat. If for some reason you're in top chat, you can go into your chat settings and adjust that to be Can you guys hear me? Can you guys hear me? Hello, hello. Can you hear me? Please type in the chat if you can hear me. Oh, shoot. Yes, you can hear me. Okay. All right. I don't know what happened there. I don't know. My camera just disconnected for some reason. For fun, you know how it is. Okay. All right. I'm glad that you guys can hear me. Okay. That was fun. That was fun to figure out all the cords and things under the computer. I don't know. It was plugged in the whole time. I don't know what happened. But anyways, okay. Let's refresh. So with that being said, refresh often. So you can either come back into YouTube, exit out, come back in, or you can do the gear wheel icon on the screen on your mobile devices. Hit 2 times under the playback speed. If you're lagging behind, you can get caught up that way. If you're watching on your TV, you can refresh on your home settings. I will be doing offer ups for the most part. No, Parmesan wasn't even up here, Leanna. I can't even blame it on him. He wasn't even up here. I don't know what happened. A ghost, perhaps. I'll give you a starting price. I will pin it up here on the screen. If you're interested in bidding on anything tonight, all you have to do is type your bids down into the chat. I will give you information. What I know about the item measurements, note if there's any kind of issues, if there are chips, repairs, any kind of issues at all, I will show it to you live here on the screen. I will highlight bids as I see them come into the chat. And if for some reason I do not call out a bid, I don't believe that there has been any filtering as of late. If it happens tonight, it wouldn't surprise me with everything else going on. But I will do my best to call out all the bids that I see come in. So if I don't call something out or highlight something on the screen, try and put it in again with a emoji. That will help push it through. I'll do a 20-second countdown. And the highest bid that I see come in before Karen G's bid end tonight will be the winner. I'm also doing just in cases, as always. All that I ask to use a just in case is that you have at least one bid in on the current item. Then you can use a just in case during the countdown only. And if your just in case is the highest before the bid end, I'll bid you up $1 over the next highest amount. Keep in mind, multiple just in cases that come in before the bid end do turn into regular bids. If you win an item tonight and you've never purchased from me before, I do need some information from you. If you have and everything is current, you do not need to email me unless something has changed. So your email's changed, your address has changed, something like that. Otherwise, I should have your information, or maybe if it has been probably over 6 months or so, it might be good to send that to me again. I do need an email sent to me with your YouTube screen name, your real name, your full shipping address, and an email that we can send a PayPal invoice to. If you don't have PayPal, that's okay. You can still shop with me. Just let me know when you send the information out that you would like to check out as a guest. When I send the invoices out, I can send a direct link to the invoice, and then you kind of follow the prompts that it tells you to do, and then you can check out with any debit or credit. Venmo, Apple Pay, I believe are options as well, plus PayPal. Payments due within 24 to 40 hours of receiving that invoice, and shipping is not included with the winning bid price. That is additional. I do use Pirate Ship to get discounted shipping rates, and I pass that right on to you guys. Why I need your full shipping address is to calculate your shipping. That's based on where you live to me and the weight and size of your package. And when you check out in PayPal, whether that be with a guest checkout link or within PayPal, just double check that your shipping information is correct on your order, because that is where your label is printed from for your package, and that will ensure that you have correct tracking for your package as well. I do have shipping available to anywhere in the US and Canada. I can ship elsewhere. Just keep in mind that the other international countries besides Canada tend to be much higher than Canada shipping. So keep that in mind, but I can ship pretty much anywhere. I do ship from Michigan, and all I really have to talk about, thank goodness the camera came back. I don't know, you guys, I don't know. All I have to talk about yet is packing and invoicing for me will be tomorrow. So I will email everyone once your invoices go out at some point tomorrow. I will just message you either here on YouTube with your email information or over on Instagram. Wherever I communicate with you on a regular basis, that's where you will hear from me. Parmesan has now joined us. He's like, why is all the stuff underneath the computer desk all weird? Well, I don't know. It's because nothing was unplugged. I don't know. You know how Misty used to go live and she could just touch a cord and then everything would go haywire? I didn't touch anything. I was trying to adjust it down and it said I unplugged and I did not. So I don't know. I don't know what's going on. Melanie, I sound like Chip and Dale. You were lagging then. You take it. Okay. Hey, Brenda, good to see you. Hey, Jason. Okay. So I'm going to get started. And since we had some techie issues, delay, I apologize for that. I will just not touch anything. I'll not touch anything anymore. And maybe Karen, but like nothing was unplugged at all. I don't know. I have no idea what happened there, but we're not going to do that again. That is pretty much it. Okay. I do have a mixture of vintage and antique items tonight. I have pretty much the gambit, jewelry, figurines, dolls, ephemera books, all the things. Pretty much a little bit of everything. No, Jason, I touched something. I touched up here and then it was like, no. The sound and the picture went away. So I don't know what happened. We're going to move on from that. Hopefully that doesn't happen again. All right. I am going to start with, let's start with a choice. How about that? And it's going to be a choice at 14. I do have, so these are going to be micro mosaics. It's been a while since I've had some micro mosaics. So choice at 14. And they are totally different, and they're also made at different time periods. So I will talk about that when we get there. So, all right. So I'm going to start with this one. So I love when they are special shapes. So there's mandolins and different instruments. And then there's also, besides round or oval, which we typically see, there's heart-shaped ones. The last heart-shaped one I had was actually a collar clip. But this one is a little brooch, and it has the safety pin style closure on the back. So kind of like the head of a safety pin for the backing. This one does not have any stamping. Usually they're marked Italy or something like that on the back. No stamping on this one. And I really like the colors in this one. It is mainly like turquoise, teal color for the bigger glass tiles, and then teeny tiny little red and white checkerboard, which I think is fun. And then I think these are like a very pale purple, so maybe like a forget-me-not, very tiny little flower tiles in the center. And as far as I can tell, there's no missing tiles. Camera's doing a pretty good job. I think it's probably sucking up to me at the moment for whatever happened earlier, but no missing little tiles on there. This one measures, this one is a 1 inch by 3/4 of an inch on that one. And then the other one is much older, much older. I would say the heart one is more mid-century, okay, because of the goldy tone setting with it and the size of the tiles. This one is much older. And the tinier the tiles typically indicates the older that it is. This one is much older than mid-century, but this one has a replacement clasp on the back. Nikki Moss, hey lady, good to see you. This one has had the clasp replaced on it. You can see that it's a totally different color on there, but I think that whoever had this brooch really liked it and wanted to wear it, and that's why they went ahead and replaced the clasp. This one does have a safety clasp on it now, and it's in good working condition, but you can see that it totally doesn't match the rest of the brooch, but it is in good operational order. Donna, I see you. Thank you so much. So this one I don't believe has any stamping. No, this one doesn't have any stamping on the back either. And it's kind of a 6-sided. And the colors in this one are kind of like also that light purple turquoise, a little bit of green, and a little bit of white on there, and definitely a different kind of look with this one. This one measures 1 by 1, 1 by 1. So I'll hold them up again side by side so you can kind of see the difference. There they are. And somehow I have picked up a little fuzzy guy. Okay, there we go. So they're pretty close in size, just totally different little style there. All right, Renee, I see you're 18. Thank you so much. Yeah, like you cannot like see the pin back for this one. Like when you're actually wearing it, you can't even really tell. Nobody would ever know unless you said, hey, I got a replacement clasp on my micro mosaic. Nobody would ever know. But I'm glad that somebody took the time to fix it. All right, let's do a countdown. This is her choice. Renee's got the high bid at 18. So we're looking for 19 or more. And we're going to pick by shape. We will call this one heart, and we'll call this one round because of the round circle in the center, just to make it easy. All right, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bid end. Do you guys want me to do the screen counter tonight? If it will help with the lag, I can. All right, there's Donna. I see your 20. Nikki Moss, I see your just in case. And there is Karen's bid end. All right, Nikki Moss, let me know which one that you would like. And then second pick is going to go to Donna. Again, this one is the one that has the replacement clasp on it, the older one. Oh, she's going to keep them together. You got it, lady. Thank you. Thank you so much. All right, 21 for you, Nikki. Thank you. All right. All righty. I do have, I think I have one more round of jewelry. Yeah, I do. I have one more round of jewelry. Okay. I did bring a few doll things tonight. Since we're going to a doll show this weekend, I thought I would bring a few dolly things tonight, although I'm sure that I will probably bring home some more dolly things, I guess, from the doll show. But you know what? The doll shows don't just have doll stuff. I will say that. Of the ones that we have attended, it is not just doll stuff. There's like, I bought a Holt Howard Santa mug at a doll show. Like, you know, just, it's kind of whatever the vendors want to bring to a degree. But there's usually quite the selection of stuff. Hey, Brooke. All right. Since I'm talking about that, I'm going to do this next. This is going to be for the pair. And I have paired these together, and I will show you why. So this is going to be a pair of items for 18. So you're going to get both of these together. I will show you them together, and then I'll show you them separately and why I paired them together. So here we go. Here's your little pairing. I haven't brought a Nancy and Storybook doll in a little while. And this was one, I actually got this. Misty and I and Mark and Mama Pam and I went shopping after Collectors Carnival. I don't even remember the town name, but it was a cute little downtown. They had a cute little antique mall, and I got her from there. So, and she's really nice condition. So, and then at Collectors, I found this little metal bench. So I actually found the bench first, and then I found the doll. So this is like, I'm not sure what this goes to or anything. It doesn't have any kind of markings to it at all, but it is kind of like a punched, embossed like metal, and then it's painted green. So all of these kind of patterning in the metal is kind of raised up off of the metal, and that has just like little punched arms and legs. It's very cute. Of course, you could do a number of things with this, whatever you want to do with it. But I thought that the green in her dress matched perfectly. And she is actually fully jointed. So she's not a composition one. She's actually when they transitioned, before they transitioned to lighter plastic, this was kind of their in-between the bisque ceramic and the full-on plastic, where they switched to kind of the Betty by Eye style. But she is plastic body, and so she is fully jointed, and I just broke her poor little armband. It was hanging on by a thread anyway. She is Saturday's child. What I will do is I will put a little bit of tape around that, or maybe I will glue it. It was literally hanging on by like a little piece of paper. So there she is. So she's really nice condition, and she's Saturday's child. So she has, this was original to her with the little ribbon that kind of matches her dress. And in order to get her to sit on the bench, she does not, so she doesn't have like jointed knees. She kind of has to really do the splits to sit on the little bench. And then her dress kind of splays out over top of the bench, but she's 5.5 inches tall. Purdy and KP, I saw you in there. Thank you so much. And she's really nice condition. Not really any kind of issues with her. So before this, they had a bisque body, and then plastic arms were added. And then they did kind of this harder plastic before they switched into the kind of lighter plastic that was the last kind of version that they produced. But her dress is really nice shape. She does have like the little snap on the back. And she does, yes, Terry commented on my picture. She kind of looks like she has a little bit of an attitude. And I agree with that. She kind of does. She kind of does. All right. So I'm going to put her back on her little bench. So she does sit on a flat surface. This bench is just fine. I just kind of tucked the dress a little bit underneath her, and then she sits in there just fine. Measurement for the little bench before we count it down is 6 1/4 by 5. So you could really do anything that you wanted with the little bench as well, but I thought they looked cute together. All right, Purdy Pansies, I see you're 22. Thank you so much. And whoever wins this, let me know if you want me to attach this back to her hand, or I can just include it in a little Ziploc bag or something so you have it. All right, let's do a countdown. We are looking for, KP just jumped in there at 23, 24 or more on the pairing. 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bid end. You're not the boss of me, Terry. I know. Renee, that's exactly how my face looks when somebody tells me to do that. No joke. All right, Purdy, I see you're just in case. And there is the bid end from Karen. All right, so Miss Purdy Pansies, you are my winner at 24. Thank you so much. Thank you. All right. Fun. There is a lady at the doll show that we're going to this weekend that has Pudgy Belly Nancy Ann Storybook dolls, which are really expensive. They're like hundreds of dollars, and I'm not joking when I say that. And there's not very many. There's only one person that I know of that has some Pudgies. They're cute to see, so I will always film them, but they're expensive. They're some of the hardest to find. Nancy Ann Storybook dolls are the ones that have kind of a pudgy belly that sticks out. It's one of the first issue ones. That's kind of why they're so expensive. Okay. I will try the counter for the next round so we can see how bad the lag is. So you guys that are bidding tonight can kind of adjust based on that. Sometimes it can be quite long, surprisingly long. So, okay. I'm going to do a book. I'm going to do a book next. And this, not had a copy of this in quite a long time. And for all of you antique ephemera people, you guys probably know what this is. I have a Palmer Cox brownie book. It's going to start at 28. And it has some wear to the binding. Okay. Usually if I come across a brownie book, they are in this condition or much worse condition than this. But the fact that it is still together and the pages are not all torn to bits and falling out, which is usually the condition I find these in, is the pages just deteriorate and they just kind of crumble. The earliest version of Palmer Cox Brownie book that I have ever seen was in Ohio a few years ago, and you couldn't even touch the pages and it would just, it was rough. Dusty and Melanie, I see you both. Thank you so much. So The Brownies Around the World, which is a cool book. So it does have a lot of the binding paper is missing, but you can see it has kind of like this gauze interior. So that's kind of like how the paper is attached to the book is still there. Okay, and it is not falling apart, which the publication date on this one is 1894. 1894, so the fact that it is together, and it does have a little bit of tape here on the interior. I did not do that. That is how I found it. It has the little book plate that was not filled out here in the front. So pretty good, I would say, for 1894. And I think Mama Pam was around when I saw the one. It was a first edition, and it was a larger like coffee table size book. And like the pages were just crumbly. So the first edition for this was 1892. So this technically would be the third edition. Here we go, 1894 for that. And it tells you all the little countries that the brownies get to visit in here. So we have Canada, Ireland, England, France, Egypt, Switzerland, Holland, and Japan. So they did some traveling. And there is a little inscription here. I was going to read this for those of you that are not familiar with brownies. Brownies are like fairies and goblins, are imaginary little sprites who are supposed to delight in harmless pranks and helpful deeds. They work and sport while weary households sleep and never allow themselves to be seen by mortal eyes. I love brownies. I absolutely love them. Yes. Oh, Canada. Yes. I was going to show part of the Canada one since Karen and Gavin are here to represent Canada. So I thought I would show a little bit of it. So everything is black and white printing in here. All right. There is a little bit of foxing, FYI, to the pages, which is to be expected. Most of the brownies books that I've had over the years are very similar condition in this, but very highly detailed illustrations, very highly detailed. So there is a whole series of Palmer Cox Brownie books from the late 1800s. And later on in the 70s, they reproduced some of the books. Here is the brownies in Canada. There they are. I wish they would say where in Canada they were, but they did not. Here they are on the river. Looks like they're getting into some trouble on the river. I was going to skip ahead and show a few things. Here's some more. They crossed the long Victoria Bridge. Okay, there we go on the Victoria Bridge. So there is they're quite lengthy sections, I would say. The brownies in Ireland. I know we'll take a look at that one. So I'm going to try and find a bigger. The creature that was none too sure upon his feet could not endure. The unexpected shock and shake that came with things began to break. So feeling that his days were told, he was with the brownies. Helpful rolled. So it looks like the horse cart took a tumble in Ireland somewhere. You know, we can do, oh, that's in British Columbia. Good to know, Karen. Thank you. We can do story time all night long. I love to read books. And then we've moved into England, looks like. That looks like the aqueduct, maybe, to me. I don't know. I'm not very good with that sort of thing. Oh, here's a Zeppelin. There we go. The brownies on Zeppelin. That's a pretty iconic one. I have seen that printed on some other things. I will skip ahead a little bit so we can move on. I know not all of you are into books. We've got the brownies in Egypt. There they are with the Sphinx. That's pretty recognizable. Switzerland. will be the next section. Look at here's the windmill in Holland. That's fun. I haven't looked through the entire book. I just kind of looked through it to see what was going on the interior. Okay, here are some of the other ones. They list in the back. Brownies in their book, another brownie book, brownies at home, the brownies around the world, and brownies through the Union. All right, and that is the end. Okay, and then there's a little bonus image on the back. All right. Let me go back up here. Melanie and Dusty. Dusty has the first 28. So we're looking for 29 or more. Again, from 1894. Measures about 7 by 9. 7 by 9. All right. I'm going to do the counter, and we'll see how the lag is going tonight. Okay. 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bid end. All right, Dusty, I see you're just in case. And there is Karen's bid end. All right. Oh, MJ, you came in after the bid end. I'm so sorry. All right. All right. So Dusty, you didn't need your wait, because there's two bids at the same. All right. So Dusty would win for 29 then. Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you. Right. All right. All right. Don't forget to refresh, you guys, because of the lag there. Okay. Let's do some kit. How about that? I have some salt and pepper shakers tonight, and they are big old cat heads, and I really like how they look. These are going to start at $20. They are harder to find. If I ever see these, there's usually just one. They're usually not together. These are cats. There's also dog heads, very similar in the same kind of style that they produced. And there's also bear heads. Those are the only ones that I've ever seen. There could be some other ones out there, but those are the only ones that I've ever seen. I believe these are made by Shafford. I've never seen like any sticker or anything indicating a maker or anything like that. They are just stamped Japan on the bottom. So these are late 40s, early 50s on these, and the big old cat heads. Meow meow. So we'll start with Mr. Dapper Cat. He's got his top hat. I really like how these are styled. He's in like a little, looks like he's in a little shirt and tie, and his little wink there. Definitely before Winking Kitty, for sure. So there's just some crazing present in the glaze for these, but there's no flea bites. There's no flea bites with the cat. No little chips or anything with these guys. So there is the Mister. And then the lady friend, she's got big old long lashes. I love her. She's very flirty, and she's got her green bow up in her fur. Renee, I see you. Thank you so much. And that's it. I mean, just some crazing. Really, that's kind of it with them. I'm glad that they both have their cork stoppers on the bottom, and they are orange cats. So yes, I suppose this could be Mr. Parmesan and his lady friend if you really wanted them to be. But they are on the larger side. These cat heads, they are 3 1/4 by 3. 3 1/4 by 3. So there we go. So yeah, they're a bit larger. I wouldn't call them rain shakers. They're not quite that large, but they're still pretty big. All right, Renee, I see you. Thank you so much. Let's do a countdown. We're looking for 21 or more. 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bid end. The dog head shakers that are like this, they look kind of like chihuahuas, kind of. They look very similar to the cats, but they're definitely dog heads. I don't know how to explain that to you. They're a little bit more elongated. Karen, thank you for that bid end. Renee, they are coming to you. Thank you so much. Righty. Okay, I'm going to do these next. So these are a set of 10 pieces. I'm trying to take this in here. Okay, so these are going to start at 20, and you get 10 pieces in this lot. 10 pieces. And I'm going to tell you a cool story that we encountered on the 127 while I show these. So starting at 20, I have some 1930s Ohio Art Little Bo Peep dishes. I actually found 9 pieces together, and then I had a single plate, so I included it with the rest of them because I had just got a single plate by itself. But these are 1930s Ohio Art. They are stamped right here on the bottom, and it's Little Bo Peep has lost her sheep. So there's one larger plate. Okay, here's the Little Bo Peep plate, which is so cute. I love the pink and all the colors with these. And all of them have about the same amount of wear to them as you would expect played with kind of condition, but not any kind of like really major issues with any of them, just some surface scratching and wear. So that is the biggest of the plates. And this one's about 6 inches in diameter for this one. And they all have a little bit different imagery on them. Okay, each of the pieces. This next one is 4 1/4. So this one has just the sheep on it for those. And there's four of this size plate. They're so cute. And then the next size plate has Little Bo Peep on it. It's kind of the saucer, 2 3/4, 2 3/4, and there's 3 of those, and can't tell where to find them. And then the last pieces I have are 2 of the teacups, and let them alone and they'll come home is what it says on the cups. So there they are. Okay. I would say maybe this cup has the most wear out of all of the pieces. And the only thing that is missing, originally came in a 9-piece set, is the little teapot. So the story I wanted to tell you real quick is I got this collector book on 127. And when we walked up to the booth, it didn't have a price. So I asked, and he said, you know, I wrote that book. And I said, really? And he was like, yeah, it's the last copy I have. So I met Jim Gilcher here. He was selling it himself, and he actually signed it for me. He signed it. And I was like, I bet you those Little Bo Peep dishes are in here. And they are. They're a little bit hard to see in this picture, but they're right here in the picture. So it would have come with 4 little cups, 4 saucers, and the little teapot. So, and there's some other nursery rhymes, like there is Little Red Riding Hood. There's a number of series with nursery rhymes on them. So how fun is that? That I ran into, he was set up on 127, and I happened to have the last copy of his book that he wrote for Ohio Art. Anyway, thought I'd share that. It's a fantastic book. I've been actually looking for a copy for that for a number of years. So that was really exciting. And I'm glad I got to meet him. All right. MJ, I see you're 20. Thank you so much. So I'll go back through this before we do the countdown. There's 4 of the size plates, 1 of the bigger plates, 3 of the saucers, and 2 of the little cups. I love these anyway, but that like made it a little bit more special. Yeah. All right, let's do a countdown. MJ's in at 20, so we're looking for 21 or more. I'm going to start that countdown. 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bid end. All right, MJ, I see you're just in case. Thank you. Did you guys know that Ohio Art made Christmas tree tinsel? That was a new one for me. I didn't know that. It's in that book. I had no idea. Metal tinsel. I guess it kind of makes sense, but I didn't know that. All right, MJ, the dishes are coming to you. Thank you so much. That was definitely a new one for me. Boxed tinsel. Not that I've ever seen any of it. I've never seen any Ohio Art tinsel, but they made it. They did. Okay. Let's see. Okay. I do have one piece of glass tonight. I have one piece of glass. So I'm going to do that next. Okay. I'm going to do that. I don't know, like most of those guidebooks were published in the 90s, early 2000s. Once in a while, you can find copies of those books pop up on Amazon under the used books. And sometimes they will pop up on eBay too, depending on what you're looking for. But once in a while, those things do pop up. Okay. I have one singular piece of glass tonight, and it's real pretty. It's really pretty. Oh, I have some mermaid things tonight, and that's what inspired me to bring this tonight. And as far as glass patterns go, Daisy and Buttons is one of my favorites because it is cut in such a way where it just really catches the light. And this is made by Ellie Smith, and it's very highly iridized and with a carnival finish, and it's over top of amethyst glass. So it's really hard to tell. You can kind of see the interior glass is just plain. So it is the carnival over top of amethyst. And so it is like a little rose bowl, you know, a little trinket dish, if you will. But I just love this. I love the purples and the turquoises and the blues. It just has all of the colors in it. It's very sparkly. Very sparkly. Renee, I see you're 20. Thank you so much. There is no chipping or anything with it. No kind of really any notable issues. Here's the interior. I don't know. It's really hard to capture amethyst glass when there's a carnival finish over it. But the base, usually there's blue, green, and amethyst are usually the colors of glass that have kind of this carnival finish over it, but this one's definitely amethyst. When you hold it up to the light, you can really see the purple, but it's hard to convey that on the screen. Not really any kind of issues with it that I can tell you about. It is 4 inches tall and not the widest point of the mouth. It is kind of bowed out a little bit. It's about 4.5 at the widest point. So I think it's very pretty. All right, Renee's in there at 20. So we're looking for 21 or more. Let's do a countdown. 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bid end. All right, on my screen, I have about a 7-second lag looking at the counter, if that helps anybody. All right, Renee, I see you just in case. There's the bid end from Karen. You didn't need it, lady. It's coming to you. Thank you so much. I love it. I love this colorway. Love that colorway. Oil slick. Okay. Let's see. I'm gonna do an antique item again. Also something I got over the weekend, and it's a signature book. If you've been around a while, you know that I love these. I love these signature books. I can't help it. And usually if I find one that I've not seen with this particular kind of cover, but it's always a bonus when there's cool stuff on the inside. So here's the signature book. And the date, the earliest date I could find in here is February 18th, 1906. 1906. But I love that it had a picturesque celluloid cover on it, which I don't think I've ever had one with a cover like this before with the artwork. Usually it is crushed velvet with some sort of metal embossing or something like that on there, or like an embossed paper of some sort. But this is like celluloid cover that you would see like on a collar box or a cabinet card album sort of thing. And then it's just kind of like this kind of muted green color on the back, but it is full. All right. And it's got cool stuff in here. Dusty and Minx. I see you both. So on the inside, it is loaded. It has a whole bunch of calling cards and Victorian scrap in here. Okay. So that goes throughout. And I got this at Collector's Carnival. I'm just going to show you a few things as we go through it. Okay. I got this at Collector's Carnival, which is in Princeton, Indiana. And this is the first page in here, but it's kind of in like a light pink ink. It's very hard to read it, but it does have a little bit of scrap. It's hard. It's actually easier to see it on camera than it is in real life. I couldn't actually read that one. But here's where I got my first real date from. And it's from Princeton, Indiana, where I purchased it from. So it's Miss Mabel's book. And then they're all of her friends. Usually these are schoolmates typically. There's also some family members in here that wrote to her, like dear sister. But there is scrap throughout, which I think is cool. I love when they have those little bonus things in here. There is this one page that has a little bit of damage. Oh, I'll put that back in. There's a little hole right here. I'm not sure if a scrap was there, it was ripped off, or it was stuck to another page. I'm not sure about that, but that is how I found it. So this next page that is on the back, there's a little bit of that missing right there. So I'm not sure what happened there. But I love to read these when I can read the handwriting. Miss Mabel, I wish you wealth. I wish you health. I wish you golden stars. I wish you heaven after death. I wish that I could wish you more. Your friend, Flora. So I love to read these. Some are very creative with their poetry. Some just write a nice little message. Dixie, Minx, Dusty, and Renee, I see you all. Thank you so much. I'm going to flip, but there's more pages with inscriptions and scrap. This one appears to be missing. Whatever was there, that is no longer there. Where is, I think this was tucked in. I think it was tucked in right here. So this came with a postcard in here. And I can verify that it came in this album, and I'll show you that in a second. So it says, Dear Sister, and then there's an inscription here. And then there's this Christmas postcard. And up in the corner, it says, my sister painted this. So, like, you can feel the paint on the holly and the berries and the M here on this postcard. And the album is Mabel's album, and it is addressed to Miss Mabel in Princeton, Indiana. So this was her postcard. So her sister painted that, and that was tucked in here. So that was a little bonus that was in here. There are some other pages I will leave alone. And then the last back of it has a calling card in there as well. Okay, so very cool. I love these. I don't know. Some of you understand. I really love these though. They're just a piece of history, a cool piece of ephemera. That's why I always look at these, because they're fascinating to me. All right, let's do a countdown. We are looking for 26 or more, and let's do 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bid end. The cellulite is really nice shape here on the cover too. There's not any kind of major cracking or anything. It is just really nice. All right, Dixie, I see you're 27. Moose has a just in case. Renee also has a just in case. There's Karen's bid end. All right, Dusty Moose is going to take it over. Renee for 46. Thank you so much. Thank you. That was fun. So in Princeton, Indiana, and got a book from Princeton, Indiana. That's very cool. Okay. All right. Let's see what to do next. I'm going to start my next thing at 16. Where did this come from? I'm trying to remember where this came from. I don't know. I can't remember where this came from. But it was the sweetest ever. Little, I believe to be handmade, little pincushion. And it's a little hat with millinery. I thought it was stinking cute. I have added the pins in there, FYI. The only pin that it came with was this one here, which is a little rusted. Okay, that was in there, but all the other ones I added just to kind of match the colors that were in the hat. And it is this lovely, really lovely, soft, crushed velvet. You can see it is that good velvet, like pillow velvet, where it kind of leaves, you know, if you know, you know. And I think somebody made this. I'm pretty sure somebody did. And it is covered with some netting, like a traditional hat would be, and also little velvet millinery flowers. I love this. And somebody did a good job of making it. It has kind of some inner cardboard, feels like stiffer cardboard on the inside to make the brim of the hat. And then it's gathered there. And then the pincushion part also feels like it has some interior kind of harder material in there, and then softer material for the pincushion. So I kind of added some millinery, or not millinery, some dressmaker's pins that I have in my sewing stash. I have quite a few things. So I added, this one's a little bit larger. I don't think that it's more of a corsage pin. I wouldn't say that it's a hat pin by necessarily, but you could totally put your hat pins in here if you wanted to. But all the other ones I kind of added, except for this one. That was the only one that was in there. So kind of the yellow in the center of the flowers and the green and kind of white. That was kind of the colors that I was looking for that. But so sweet. I thought it was adorable. It measures 5 inches round and then about 1.5 to the top of the hat. I'll measure this tallest pin for you. This pin here, this kind of pearly finish one, is about 3 inches. Okay, but you could totally add some more pins in there if you wanted to. All right, Miss Sandra Bowers, good to see you tonight. I see you're 16. Let's do a countdown. 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. bid end. We love some pincushions, Mama Pam and I. All right, there is the bid end from Karen. Thank you so much. All right, Miss Sandra, congratulations. It is yours. Thank you so much. All right. Okay. I haven't done any mermaid things yet. Okay, these are going to start, let's see. I have a couple mermaid things tonight. These are going to start at 16. And these are little salt and pepper shakers. They are adorable. I don't think I've ever come across a pair of these out in the wild before, but I can tell you there are some other pieces that match these. There they are. Look how cute they are. On their little shells. They're just hanging out on their little shells, but these are salt and pepper shakers. Now they do have some writing on the bottom, which I believe this was when they were gifted. These were made in the 70s, like late 60s, early 70s, this line by Norcrest. So there are some other kind of vanity and kitchen pieces that coordinate with this that you can find out there. But I do believe the 624.94 was probably when they were gifted to somebody. I didn't want to take that off of there, but it is in pencil, so it could probably come off fairly easy. They do both have their stoppers. And I was trying to look these over. This one, is that just Schmutz? I did clean these, but maybe I didn't clean them good enough. I don't know. I cannot tell right in there. My finger doesn't really stick to it, so it could just be some dirt that I need to scrub off a little harder on that one. Yeah, they are just nice and green. It kind of looks like she's talking on the shell phone, maybe. I'm not sure. But they are a true set. One has 3 holes and one has 2. And this other one here, she looks like there's a tiny little flea bite right there. Right there. That's kind of the only issue I see. Yeah, thanks, Gavin. Let's try to, talking on the shell phone. They have shell phones in the sea, not cell phones. But that's kind of really the only, a little tiny flea bite right there. They are adorable. Made by Norcrest. I think the only piece that I've ever seen of this out of the series is a little cup that you would kind of keep in your bathroom sort of thing. But I do know that there's some other kitchen pieces that match this, like a sugar bowl and a creamer. I don't know beyond that. And then there's a little lipstick holder to go with that little cup. So I'm not sure how many other pieces there are for this, but I've not run across them. They're not ones that I see very often, but she's very cute. Oh, measurement for these, they're little. They're not super large. They are 2 3/4 by 1 3/4. 2 3/4 by 1 3/4. So that's about the size there. Compared to those cat heads, they're much smaller. Those cat heads are unusually large, though. All right, I will bring those back. No worries on those. I'll bring those back. And let's see. All right. All right, this is going to be for the pair. I'm going to do these as a pair instead of for choice. So these are going to be for the pair, and they're going to start at $10. Pair for 10. And they're not super old. These cameos are not super old, either one of them. So the first one here, so you're going to get the pair. So I'll show them to you both at the same time. So for them both for 10. And one is Avon. This one here is Avon, and it opens. Okay, so it is a hard perfume, and some of it's still in there. All right, some of it's still in there. It is stamped Avon right here on the back side. Okay, so that's pretty easy to get out of there. You can just kind of Stick it in the freezer. That's a really easy way to get it out of there, or you can kind of wipe it out with a paper towel. But it's not shell cameos or anything like that. These are like acrylic. And I got them at the same estate sale together. This one does have a safety clasp on the back. Okay, safety clasp on the back. And that one is the Avon one, but very highly detailed still for acrylic. I wish I could afford to get a shell cameo to bring to a sale. They are usually hundreds of dollars anytime I see them. And here's the second one. I don't know the maker for this one. It is not stamped or anything like that. Again, really nice detail, but this is acrylic. It is not shell. They did a pretty good job though, molding it. Kind of a goldie tone setting. This one has a Y back kind of setting here on the back with a safety clasp. And because of the settings, they measure around the same for the settings. These are about 2 by 1.5. And I think that this one maybe is a little older than the Avon one, probably 70s, probably Avon would be my guess on that. I don't know a super lot about Avon, but I liked that they're, I don't know, the cameos right now are very popular with the younger crowd, with the 20-somethings. They're really into cameos. I'm not sure why, but they are. But yeah. And let's see. Renee, I see your 10. Thank you so much. So this is for the pair. Let's do a countdown. 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bid end. I initially didn't know that this had solid perfume in it. I didn't know that. But I definitely, once I discovered it opened, I can smell it. I can definitely smell it now. Okay. It's not like super strong or anything. It's not, you really have to have it up there. Usually, I remember having some solid perfume in the 80s, and it fades, like the scent fades over time. You really have to get it close to your nose. All right, at the end there, Donna is going to be my winner at 13. You got it, lady. Thank you so much. All right, cameos. Donna. All right. Let's see. Thank you guys for hanging out with me tonight. I appreciate it. All right. I am going to do... Okay, this is going to be a little bit higher of a start for this next item. I've never been able to purchase one of these for a live sale. This was also something I got over the weekend. It's going to have a $40 start. And I have a Bathing Beauty. And she's German too. She's a German one. And I have never. Again, usually if I see these, they are pricey. Probably in the $80 to $100 range. So there she is. So she is supposed to be, these would be attached to like a little pin cushion, typically for these. And it's kind of like off to the side. I don't know how to describe that. Kind of like that, attached with a ruffle, is she would be attached to, but I did not find her attached to anything, which is fine. Typically they don't have what they're supposed to be attached to any longer. But she's in really nice condition. And I like that she has some purple going on. I love purple and yellow. And she is made in Germany. I don't know if we'll get that to come in, but it is stamped Germany right in there. And there's some numbering up here at the top, probably a mold number, but it is stamped Germany. Karen, I see you. Thank you so much. And there's no chips or repairs to her. She is in lovely condition. I was very excited to come across her. She did come from Collectors Carnival. There are some great dealers that set up for that show that I usually buy something from every single time that they are at the show because they have great taste in stuff. So she is not super large. She is 2¼ by 2½, 2¼ by 2½ from the 1920s. Very cool. I was very excited to be able to bring this back with me. If you know Bathing Beauties, especially the figural ones that are not supposed to be attached to anything. If I see these, there's just a few dealers I know that carry these or have them at the shows, and they are typically $150 and up for just the figural Bathing Beauties. So very, very cool. All right, Karen, I see you're 40. Thank you so much. Kim is going to be filling in for this round for bid end. Thank you so much, Kim. All right, let's do a countdown. We are looking for 41 or more. 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, bid end. I think she would be really cool sitting like in a shell or something like that. I think that would be awesome. All right, let's see. Karen's got a just in case of 60 in there. Jenny, I see your 41. And there is Kim's bid end. Thank you so much. All right, Karen, with that just in case, it is coming to you for 42. Thank you so much. Yay. Congrats. All right, Karen. Very cool. I love her. I don't need to start a new collection. I don't need to start a new collection. I love those. I freaking love those. Okay. And the broom ladies. I love those broom ladies and the pincushion ladies and all those things. I love those. Okay. All right. I am going to do my other mermaid. I don't know if we have any mermaid folks in the house tonight, but I had kind of a mixture of mermaids and cats, and I don't know. It's kind of all over the board, but I'm going to do my actual mermaid figurine. Well, she's a wall plaque. I'm going to do her next. There is a set of these originally, so would have come with another one in a different pose and some bubbles originally. I do not have her counterpart or any bubbles. I just have her. And I will tell you, I did do some paint touch up on this because there was a couple little flea bite areas on her parasol. Okay. So I will do my best to show that to you where I have touched up the flea bites. Mainly it's this over here on this edge. There is one, two, there is a little bit larger one and a couple smaller ones on that edge, and then one on this little tip up here. And I have paint touched up and sealed these so that they blend in a little bit better. So it won't be matte paint. So right in here was kind of the biggest little kind of glaze chip right there. So I have paint touched up. It's kind of an off-white for the parasol. And then she has a little bit of iridescence applied to her tail. So there's not any kind of issues, repairs, or anything with the piece itself. It is in good condition. It is made by Enesco mermaid, and she is a wall plaque. It does have this green on the back. I tried to get that off. It does not come off. So I'm not sure. Maybe it was something adhesive to help it stick to the wall at some point in its life. I could not get that off of there. But it does have 3 holes here for hanging. I always recommend for these ceramic plaque pieces to use picture wire that you can get pretty much anywhere and add that into those holes and then hang it from the picture wire rather than those holes. It just makes them a little bit more stable. She is adorable. I absolutely love her. She does have some kind of gold paint accents for her bow and the little handle for her parasol. And that's really She's not like super large or anything. I like her smaller size too. So her counterpart would have her face open. She's in a little bit different pose that matches with her. And the set of these are hard to find. I've never had this mermaid. I've had several mermaids over the years, but I've never had this one. She, again, is made by Inesco. Nikki, hello, Nikki. I see you're 42. Thank you so much. And she's from the 1950s. Course, perfect for your mermaid bathroom. That's what Jason would say if he was here. And they do have the Mother Tuckers have their own mermaid bathroom. Tina has quite the mermaid collection. So again, I'm going to note that there are a couple little tiny flea bites that I did paint, touch up, and seal on the little parasol edge. But that is it. There's no other repairs or anything with the mermaid. She doesn't even really have any crazing to the glaze. And then that green stuff on the back, which doesn't really affect displayability or anything. I did try and get some of that off, but it just would not come. I'm sure you were just typing mermaid bathroom. All right, let's do a countdown. Nikki's in there at 42. Thank you so much. 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bid end. I have seen Tina's mermaid collection in person. It is wonderful. All right, Nikki, I see you just in case. There's Karen's bid end. Thank you so much. All right, Nikki, it's coming to you. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. All right. Okay. I am going to do, let's see, 12, 13. I'm going to do another book. This is so cute. I've never had this Ruthie Newton book before. I was very excited when I saw this, digging through a bin of books on the 127 in like 100-degree heat. And I saw this face. I knew this book existed, but I've never come across it. Oh, it's Frosting the Tiger. And yes, this is illustrated by Ruthie Newton. There are a couple other animal children's books that she illustrated that are not her typical, her own books that she illustrated for somebody else's story. So this is going to start at 16. Now, I will tell you right away, it does have some binding wear to it. Okay. This book is very, very hard to find. There are some copies over on eBay. They are very expensive. And it is so cute. It is traditional Ruthie Newton cuteness at its best. But yes, the book has some wear. I could not leave it behind. Look at this. Look at this cute little inner. Oh my goodness, that is so cute with the little circus animals. That is not illustrated by Ruthie Newton. Now it does say from Hazel to Rocky on the cover. But here it is, Frosting, illustrated by Ruthie Newton, story by Rachel Leonard. So she did do a few books like this. You know, she usually illustrated her own stories and own storybooks. But there are a few out there that she did the illustrations for that were not her own. And this is one of them. I have never run across a copy of this. It is stinking adorable. The cutest little tigers ever. So it is a cute story as it goes along. So the tiger doesn't have a name to begin out the story. And he kind of meets some critters, all right, as he's kind of out and about. Different critters. There's a little squirrel. So cute. Nikki, I saw you're 17. And MJ, I saw you're 16. Thank you so much. And then there's a little bear. He comes across. And so as we go along, here's a mouse. As we go along, all of the little forest critters kind of look at that. He's eating some cheese after my own heart. That's Milton Mouse. So they invite him to a party. Okay. And all the animals are bringing kind of different foods to the party. There's a little monkey, Mabel monkey. And so there they are at the party, okay, enjoying their food. And because the tiger doesn't have a name, okay, which is kind of an interesting story. The tiger eats his cake and his frosting, and he enjoys it so much that the other animals decide to name him Frosting. So that's kind of the story as we go along. So that's where the title comes from, is Frosting the Tiger. Very cute. Okay. Purdy, I see you're 22. Thank you so much. Again, it does have some binding wear to it. All right. But the front covers and the pages are good shape. And it is from 1953. I'm sorry, I forgot to mention the publishing, 1953 on this one. All right, let's do a countdown. And now I want some cake with strawberry frosting. Does anybody else? Because I do. All right, let's do a countdown. We're looking for 23 or more. 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, bid end. All right, MJ, I see you're just in case. Nikki, I see you're just in case. All right, and there is the bid end from Karen. All right, at the end there, it looks like Nikki Reindell is going to be my winner at 25. Thank you so much. Love that. And I forgot to do my 9 o'clock reminder. Again, 9:30, almost 9:30 reminder. Don't forget to refresh. If you have not in a while, don't forget to do that. Come back, exit out, come back in, or do the gear wheel icon, or refresh on your home screen on your TV. Don't forget to refresh, you guys. Okay. Let's see. All right, I'm going to bring this next. And this is going to have a $30 start. And it is hinging on antique, although not quite. Not quite. It's going to have a $30 start. And it is significantly more valuable than that. You can also find some much pricier versions of this on some other platforms. But this is pretty fantastic. Okay. So this is from 1935. So we'll just look at the cool box. We'll look at the cool box first. So the box is covered with nursery rhymes. Look at, we've got all the nursery rhymes going on. Look at Humpty Dumpty. He's kind of weird. There's the cow jumping over the moon, and Hey Diddle Diddle, and Jack and Jill. So they're all kind of on there on this cool graphic box. There's a little bit of wear to the outer box. All right. And there is a handle and a clasp. Okay. On the interior, so it opens up, and it has on the inside, it has a little Bo Peep has lost her sheep. So I kind of brought the dishes and this kind of as little Bo Peep. So it has the little story on the inside of the lid. And then there's a doll in here, and I will show you her in here. So this is all of her original box and everything. There she is. She is composition, again, from 1935, made by Aaron B. And she is fully jointed. I'm going to take her out. Okay, take her out. So there's kind of like a cardboard insert in there. All right, so she is composition. So she is fully jointed. And she has everything that she is supposed to have. She has a little lucite staff, which is pretty fantastic. There's a little discoloration, FYI, on the ribbon right there, and a little bit on the dress. But I think she would be much worse for wear if she did not have her box. She also has her original Putz, made in Germany sheep, like crazy. Little Putz sheep, so cute. and just kind of hanging tied on her little hand. So she is fully jointed at her hands, her neck, and her little feet. And she has little lacy bloomers on there, little shoes underneath, and then safety pin closure on the backside. Again, typical kind of like Nancy Ann style. And she is stamped somewhere. I forget where. Letter R and B. That is kind of a shortened version of R&B, ARRANBEE. That is the company that produced these. So there is a little series that they did for nursery rhymes with the little dolls and their boxes like this and the original little story. So I think that's pretty cute. I think that's pretty darn cute. But yeah, she just has a little bit of discoloration on that ribbon. If it were me, I might try and like trim that off. I didn't want to try and like wash it or anything like that. Because this was the condition that I found her in. I know the pet sheep alone is worth over $30. I know it's pretty crazy that is still there and not missing. But I think that it really helps that she had her box to protect her all this time. So measurement for her out of her box, she is about 8.5 inches, about 8.5 inches tall. And I love that she still has this. It kind of looks like Bakelite. I actually didn't test this. I guess maybe it could be Bakelite, but I think it's Lucite. I could be wrong. I mean, that would be cool if it was Bakelite. So we'll put her back. We'll put her back in there. So that's how she is in her box, just like that. And then the lid kind of goes back on the clasp to shut her in there, just like that. Just like that on the end. And the box itself is pretty stinking cool, like with all that graphics on there. So yeah, I know. I don't think that if she was played with, I think it was very minimal. And I know sometimes like storing these kind of things over time, that's how they get discolored. I really don't think so. I don't think she was played with much at all. And probably just from storage, she got some of that on there. Dusty Moose, I see you're 30. Thank you so much. All right, let's do a countdown for Miss Little Bo Peep. And we're looking for 30 or more. 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bid end. I don't know. I just thought she was very cool. I like anything in its original box. I don't discriminate when it comes to cool boxes. All right, Dusty, I see you're just in case. Thank you so much. And there is Karen's bid end. All right. Dusty, she's coming to you. Thank you so much. Yay. Yay, yay, yay. All right. Love that. Okay. What do we want to do? What do we want to do next? Let's see. I have this planter. I will do that next. Then I will do a little kitsch for my next round. And it will be these darling little kitties. Meow, 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 meow. This is a planter. Not a very large planter. It's a little on the small side. I don't know if I think I've had this planter before, but it was a different color. I don't remember blue, but I could be wrong. Now there is a little paint loss. There's a little paint scratching. So the blue, the bright blue on here is cold paint. All right. So there's a little scratching to that. And I'm not sure up in here what that is. It could be just mist. This is more of like a matte finish for the ceramic part. So I'm not sure if that was like, and there's a little bit here that I don't know if it was just mist sprayed or something, because that should be fired on paint. So I'm not sure what those are at the top. They're definitely not chips because they don't feel like anything. So I'm not sure what's going on there, but you can't really even see that from the backside. But oh my gosh, those faces are just so stinking cute. And there is a Japan marking on the bottom. This is made by Velco, Velco. Not a name I typically say very often. Most often the Velco pieces that I have had previously have been planters and a couple figurines. There's not a lot of pieces out there. They did do some holiday pieces, angels mostly, and some animals. That's about all I know about Velco. There's just not a lot of pieces out there. But I think I've had, maybe it was red. I can't remember what color, but I don't think that it was blue. But I can't really find any kind of flea bites on here. I think this is, I don't feel anything there. So maybe it's a paint rub. It could be a paint rub. But oh, those faces are really cute. Measurement for the planter is 5.5 by 5. 5.5 by 5. Very cute. And the planter opening, I don't believe a plant has ever been in there. There's no calcification or heavy grazing or anything like that on the interior of the planter. So I don't think that it was ever used. If it was, it probably had some foam in here and maybe some artificial flowers. Sometimes those mid-century planters came with artificial kitsch-tastic plastic, but I don't think a real plant was in there. All right, Nikki's in there at 18. Thank you so much. Looking for 19 or more. I'm going to do a countdown. 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. A bid end. All right, Nikki is here just in case, and there is Karen's bid end. Thank you so much. And Nikki, it's coming to you. Thank you so much. Meow meow. So cute. Okay. All right. Let's see. I'm getting down there. I don't have too many rounds left. So, let's do this. This is not a book. I've had one of these before. But this one, since I had a couple mermaid sea kind of related things tonight, I thought I would bring this one tonight. So this is going to have an $18 start. And the one that I can't remember which one I had before, which nursery rhyme I had. But this is Ruthie Newton Illustrated, and it is a puzzle. And it is completely sealed in here. Never been taken out of its envelope. Sealed for freshness. And it is a kitty puzzle made for youngsters. Sturdy, colorful, educational, big and thick pieces, easy to put together, by the A.M. Walter Company. And I have seen these puzzles out of a packaging before, and they are very thick. They're about that thick, and very big pieces in there. But this one's never come out of its envelope. And it's Bobby Shafto. He was, a buccaneer, if you will. So that's kind of why I brought him tonight. So you can also find Bobby Shafto in Ruthie Newton's Nursery Rhymes book, the same image. He's in there too. Bobby Shafto's gone to sea, silver buckles on his knee. He'll come back and marry me. Pretty Bobby Shafto. So there he is with his little parrot. I think he's awesome. Hello, Jennifer Cagle. Good to see you tonight. And as far as I can tell you, there's no issue with the puzzle on the inside because the envelope is totally protecting it. So it would be up to you if you want to open that up. So you just kind of tear these little paper stickers, and then you can open the envelope flap and take the puzzle out. That would be up to you if you want to take it out. I think this could be cool to frame as well. It is from the 1930s, FYI, 1930s on this. That's when they produced these puzzles. And it measures 13 by 9.5. 13 by 9.5. I know, the parrot's pretty fabulous. Bobby Shafto's got some blue eyes. All right, let's do a countdown. We are looking for 19 or more. Jennifer's got the bid in there. So let's do the countdown. 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bid end. Jennifer, if you want to open this, you have my permission. You have my permission. Oh, MJ, I see you're 19. Oh, Jennifer's back in there at 22. And there is Karen's bid end. All right. Kegel is going to be my winner at 22. Thank you so much. All right. Bobby Shafto. There is a really cool Napco planter of Bobby Shafto from the storybook series that would look really awesome with that. I've never come across it. The only person I know of that's ever owned that is Guarding Eye Bill. He's the only one. I've never seen another one of those. All right. Let's do this next then. Since we're on the pirate theme, I'll stick with this. I have a flamingo. I haven't had a flamingo in a really long time either. So flamingo figurine, not any kind of chipping to it. I don't know the manufacturer. I know it's not Brad Keeler, but it's definitely some sort of California pottery. Most of these were California pottery. It's a little bit hardier of the pottery and poured into the mold, but no stamping or anything like that. Brad Keeler's are a little bit different style than this and not quite as thick of pottery, but he is molded in his little grass. There is another counterpart flamingo that still has the center grass part that it's more up, like facing up instead of down. And he has nicely painted little yellow eye. Everything on here is sealed onto the pottery, so there's no cold paint on this guy, but he doesn't have any chips or any repairs or anything like that. And he's painted on both sides, so you can kind of decide which way that you want to pose him. And these look great if you have a little shallow pottery pond. Typically those would be how that they would be displayed, is like a shallow planter bowl, and display your flamingos in there. And there's so many different flamingos and sizes out there. I haven't had one of these in a very long time. 7.5 by 5 is the measurement for him, and really good condition. He doesn't have really anything negative that I can tell you about him at all, except for maybe he's getting a headache from being in that position so long. I don't know. All right. He's definitely from the 50s, Minx. Definitely from the 50s. All right. Let's do a countdown. Sandra's in there at 16. Thank you so much. So we're looking for 17 or more. 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bid end. Oh, Desi popped in there with an 18. Sandra's back in with a 20. All right, and there is the bid end from Karen. All right, Miss Sandra Bowers is going to be my winner at 20. Thank you so much. All right. All right. I think we're going to I'm going to do this gal next. She also kind of fit with my little theme I guess I had going on. She kind of looks like she's in a bathing suit, but maybe not. Maybe she's in a little dress. But I also can't resist these. I cannot resist these little penny dolls. She's not a frozen Charlotte because she has her little jointed arms, but I think she looks to me like she's in a little bathing suit because it's kind of a halter neck. But she has embroidery, like little embroidery thread kind of to make the upper part of that. And it's purple and orange striped, and then little kind of gross grain ribbon for the little skirt part. So I don't know if it's supposed to be a little dress or a bathing suit. I guess she has socks on, socks and shoes. So maybe it's not a bathing suit because I don't know if you would go in the ocean like that with socks and shoes on. But you know what? Live your life, girl. Live your life. She's got gold painted hair, which is fun. Melanie, I see you. Thank you so much. Gold painted hair, which I love. Little finger waves and a little yellow bow up there. She doesn't have any chipping. She is made in Japan, so she has stamped Japan on the backside of her, and she does stand. I don't know how level of a surface we're going to have, but she does stand. If you have a nice level surface, she does stand on her own. She measures 4.5 by 2. 4.5 by 2. I love these. I just can't resist these, especially if they're nice and vibrant colored still. And her face paint is really nice. She does have a little bit of rosy cheeks and her little pursed lips. I think the paint that's left on her is pretty good. Just a little bit missing from the back of the shoe, I would say. That's kind of the worst spot right there on the back. But her hair paint is really nice. Really nice still. All right, Lisa Day. Hey, Lisa. Good to see you. We're looking for 17 or more. And let's do a countdown. We're looking for 17 or more. 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bid end. Renee, I see you're 17. Melanie, I see you just in case. And there's Karen's bid end. All right. Oh, at the end. Oh, Lisa, your 20 came in after the bid end. So with Melanie's just in case, Melanie's going to win for 18. Thank you so much, Mel. Right. All right. How many rounds do we have left? Just a few. Okay, I'm going to do a choice round for my next round here. And it's going to be choice at 10. Choice at 10. I also haven't had any of these in a long time. And I love these. I just don't see them very much. And I found these totally different times. So I have some of these little hinged shell boxes. So they are little like hinged out of metal little boxes. And I have 2 different ones. Although they come in measurement wise about the same. 3 by 2.5 and 3 by 2 3/4. So the white one here is just a little bigger than the pink shell one. So I'll show you the pink one first. So choice at 10. And so they have kind of a metal fashioned little hinge. Both of them are very similar in style, how they're constructed. And then kind of similar to how stained glass is put together for the banding here. All right, and then it has a little clasp. Both of them have a little clasp that you kind of push out and up to open the shell. So then you can see the little clasp in the back. Just a little hidey hole. That's why I was thinking that they don't sit flat though. That's the kind of the only thing. Like, how cool. Like, if it was a little bit bigger shell is what I'm saying. That's kind of why I brought these, but they don't sit flat. So she didn't sit well in there. Judy, I see your 10. Thank you so much. So that is the first one for the little pinky shell. And this one was 3 by 2.5 for the pink one. And then you just kind of push the little clasp down back together. And then the white one is just slightly bigger at 2 3/4. For this one, has very similar style, how it's constructed with the little hinge on the back and the little closure. You just kind of push the metal pieces apart. And then there's the open part for this one, just a little larger. But if you propped it, then you can display open. Be cool with some pearls or something spilling out of it. Or, put your little rings in there, whatever you want to do. I think they're cool. There's also some dolly purses that are constructed like this. I've seen some dolly sized ones. And little bottles. There's also little tiny bottles made out of the shells. So there's the 2 choices. Donna, I see your 11. Thank you so much. And Jenny's in there at 11 as well. So we're looking for 12 or more. Renee, I'm not sure what you meant with QQ. QQ. All right, Jenny and Judy, I see you both at 12. So we're looking for 13 or more. And we will, okay, Renee's in at 15. Thank you. We're going to choose by color. So you can tell me pink. It is kind of like a peachy pink for the shell. It's showing pretty true to color on screen. I don't know what kind of shells these are, so don't ask me that. I don't know. But we'll claim by color, pink or white. Okay. All right, let's do a countdown. Renee's in at 15. We're looking for 16 or more. 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. QQ, bid end. Jenny, I see your just in case of 22. Donna, I see your 16. There's Karen's bid end. Thank you so much. All right, Miss Jenny at 17. Let me know if you'd like pink, white, or both. Second pick's going to go to Donna and then to Renee. Both. You got it. Thank you so much. Thank you. All right. Just a couple more rounds, you guys. I do have a short recap. I will do that. All right. All right. This is cool. Also going to have a $10 start. And it is a menu. It is a menu. And also something I got this weekend. Mainly I picked it up for the cover because the cover is fantastic. It is for the Queen Mary, which is a British ship. Wow, that was really hard to say. I almost said something else. British ship. Oh my goodness. So the Queen Mary, as far as I know, is like a retired British ship. And it was only in service from like the 30s through like the late 60s, like 67, I think. And this was a menu from that ship. Okay. And it's in French. I think it's in French. I don't speak French. But it is the luncheon menu from Friday, August 11th, 1961. Almost to the date, you guys. That's pretty darn close. August 11th, 1961. British boat, yes. Oh, yes. And it is docked. It is docked in California. I'm pretty sure that you can still get on the ship and tour it and everything. But it's not operational. Like it doesn't You can't go out on sea on it anymore, as far as I know. I don't know about that. But the gentleman that I purchased this from, he had several menus from the Queen Mary, and he said that they're very collectible. And he said, especially this fish cover one, there was only a few ever done with fish graphics. And this one was a little bit harder to come by. I said, oh, that's interesting. I just liked it for the cover art, really. It wasn't about the Queen Mary for me, but maybe it is for somebody else. Okay, so it's French on one side and it's English on the other side. So the juices, Manx, I see your 10. Thank you so much. The juices you could have prune juice or tomato juice. That's a tough choice. Prune or tomato. And then you could have, you also had wines available. A Windsor or red and white wines are available per bottle or per glass, if you would like. They had fried scallops, grilled fillet of lemon soleil. I don't know. I don't eat fish. Fine herb spaghetti, celery fritters with tomato sauce, beef bolognese, lemon sauce, a grilled to order lamb chops, dressed with cabbage and parsnips. I do like parsnips. Renee, I see your 13. Thank you so much. Spiced ham, rolled ox tongue. I don't know about that. Fresh homemade brawn. What is that? BRAWN, brawn. Lots of different salad options with dressings, of course. Rice pudding, loganberry and apple pie, vanilla ice cream, banana ice cream, and also some cheese plates, of course, with some cheddar, Edam, Cheshire, and Roquefort, and fresh rolls, tea, and coffee. That is what I'm reading on there. All right. Passengers with a special diet are especially invited to make known the requirements to the chef. Specialty foods for infants are available upon request. Maybe it, I don't know. Fresh homemade brawn. It could be. It could be a typo. It really could be. I don't know. It sounds really fancy to me. Can I have a kids menu? What's on the kids menu? I don't know. I probably would go very hungry on the Queen Mary. I'm just saying. Not a lot of options. Cheese plate. Sign me up for the cheese plate. And that's about it on there. I don't know. All right. Renee's in there at 13. We're looking for 14 or more. And it is printed. Printed in England on the back. But really, I was all about the fish graphic. That's really why I got it. Brawn is head cheese. Oh, good to know, Leanna. Yeah, isn't that brain? I think I'll pass. Okay, let's do a countdown. All right, let's do a countdown. Renee's in at 13. We're looking for 14 or more. 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bit end. No, absolutely not. No. Yeah, I might need a kids menu on the Queen Mary. Okay. There's the bid end from Karen. Thank you so much. So Renee, I believe this is coming to you. Yes, it is. Thank you so much. Well, we learned some things this evening, did we not? I don't know if we wanted to learn those things, but we did. Okay. Parmesan. Hello. You finally joined us this evening. Okay. I would rather have prune juice as well. I think I'm with you on that. Okay. My last round is not related to that menu at all in any shape or form. I, I have a Joseph Originals figurine. She's going to start at 16. And since we're in August, and she kind of worked with the colors I had, I thought I would bring her tonight. She is the birthday girl, or these are actually called the flower girls of the month for September. So she is a Joseph Original. She does have her foil sticker. She is a made in Japan. So she does also have that on the bottom. And she also has her little bonus hang tag, a Joseph Originals, and marked September here on the back side. And on the inside, it has a little ditty. September, a patchwork quilt of red and gold September spreads to keep the cold from all the little wiggly things, so they'll be back with us next spring. So that's what it says on the inside. As far as the figurine goes, she is lovely shape. No flea bites. There's not any kind of little chipping or anything. No repairs to her. She is in lovely condition. And the color is showing pretty true, I would say. It's kind of a dark turquoise, maybe hinging a little bit on hunter green. It's kind of in between. She's really nice condition. Very nice. Miss Daisy girl, good to see you. Thanks for popping in. And I see you're 16. Thank you so much. And she is, her dress kind of has like fall leaves on it, which I really like that. I really like the little fall leaves. And she's kind of holding a little bouquet. It looks to be a fall leaves. Maybe it's feathers. It could be either one. But she's very, very nice condition. So measurement for her, she is 4 by 3 3/4. 4 by 3 3/4. So about the same size. The most popular like Joseph birthday series, they're in colored dresses, and then they usually have a little rhinestone somewhere for the month rhinestone. They're about the same size as these gals, but I don't come across this series very often. All right, let's do a countdown. Daisy girl's in there at 16, looking for 17 or more. 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, bid end. Daisy girl, I see your just in case. Purdy, I didn't see a bid in there for you. Original bid in there. All right, there is a bid end from Karen. So, Purdy, I can't count your just in case. So Daisy girl is going to be my winner at 16. Thank you so much. Don't forget to use it just in case. You have to have a starting bid in there, and that's okay. That's okay. All right, Daisy girl, she's coming to you. Thank you so much. Okay. I think I have one thing to recap. And I will just bring those back. I'll make it a quick claim. I think I got through everything. Pretty sure I got through everything. Yeah, I did. Okay. So the only thing that I have to recap, thank you guys so much, is my little Norcrest mermaid shakers perched on their little shells, or talking on the shell phone, whatever you want. They do have writing on the bottom in pencil. I believe that's when they were gifted. And these are made by Norcrest. There are some other matching pieces. And there was only one little shaker that had a little tiny flea bite right in there. The other one I don't think had any kind of issue with it. These were $16. I will do a quick claim on these if anybody wants them. And so to claim these for 16, you can type in shell 16 if you want to claim the Little Mermaid salt and pepper shakers. Shell 16. And that was all I had to recap. That's all I had. Oh, Lisa Day, I see you're 16. I got you, lady. They are yours. Thank you so much. Yay. All right. Awesome. Thank you guys so much. I am sold out. Thank you. Thank you. Reminder, I will be doing invoicing tomorrow. So I will message everyone either by email or over on Instagram. I will send you a message when invoices go out tomorrow at some point. And mailing for me, because we're leaving Friday to go to Ohio, mailing will be on Monday. So I anticipate we'll probably get back a little later on Sunday. So I will, I'll ship everything out on Monday. Get it in the mail to you. Thank you, Karen and Kim and Gavin, for helping out in the chat tonight. As always, thank you so much. Thank you guys for hanging out with me. For next week, just pay attention to my post tab here on my channel. Or community tab if you're used to, that's what it was called before they changed it. And then over on Instagram. So there will be a sale next week, just not sure. I'm pretty sure on Thursday. Okay, so we'll just keep an eye out. I'll try and get something posted on Monday. What's going on next week? Purdy, the doll show in Ohio. It's in Strongsville, Ohio, which is it's at the Best Western in their conference room in Strongsville, Ohio. It's called the Northern Ohio Doll and Bear Show. It is Sunday. It's only on Sunday. And I believe it opens at 10 a.m. I think it's 10 to 3. Don't quote me on that. But it's kind of suburb. Strongsville is kind of a suburb of Cleveland, Cleveland area. So that's where we're going this weekend. So thank you guys so very much. And we'll see you next week. Have a wonderful rest of your week and weekend. Good night, you guys. Bye.